All right. Well, from the safety of our own homes, let's get going here. This morning is going to be 40, 20. So 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We've got a couple of, well, we're going to do 5 movements 4 times through for a total of 20 minutes. And let's see, nothing really groundbreaking here, but let's go over them anyway. So while I'm talking, you can roll out. All right, so the first one is going to be that clean, kettlebell clean. So that's the one, it's going to be one-handed. So we do one hand for 20 seconds, then the other hand for 20 seconds. And basically it's just picking up the kettlebell, but when you pick it up, you're bringing it all the way up to your shoulder. If you have a dumbbell, that's okay too. You can do the same movement. You just kind of have to hold it up off of your elbow or off of your shoulder rather than letting it sit in there. But you're going to push your hips back. That weight's going to be right in between your shoelaces. So we pick it up, and if you're holding a kettlebell, you can rack it right here. If you have a dumbbell, you'll be holding it just off your side. So we go down, touch, and come up. It's kind of like it's a deadlift plus an extra pull, bringing the weight up to your shoulder. So we'll do 20 seconds one side, 20 seconds on the other. Next one, you're going to keep the weight right up at the top there. It's going to be a reverse lunge and a press. So actually, you'll have 20 seconds to rest, so just leave it or put it down. And then next one, you're going to hold the weight here. Whatever side the weight is on, you're going to step back with that foot and then press up. All right, so we step backwards with the side that the weight is on, and then at the top, you'll press that weight up. 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other. Next one, yoga push-up. We don't do these very often. I think we should do them more. It's 40 seconds, and yoga push-up is you go down for a push-up, and then when you get to the top, you're pressing your hips up, let your heels drop down. So it's kind of a downward dog, but we also use it as a shoulder stretch. So we're pressing pressing your shoulders back towards your toes, and then come back in, down for a push-up. All right, so it's kind of a push-up with a hinge in the middle. Side plank, 20 seconds each side, whatever version you need. And the toe tap, which is, we'll go 40 seconds of either marching, where you're tapping your toe here, or running it out. It's faster, tapping your toes on the top of the handle. If you're using a dumbbell, you can use the dumbbell handle. If you have no weight, you can tap to like a pillow or something. Anything that's raised. Okay. All right. Well, let's join up on the roller. By now, hopefully, you guys have done your lower legs. So we'll meet up here at your hips. Again, just trying to get a piece of everything here. Especially if you had an active weekend. And make sure we start off with a good roll this morning. All right, let's move that roller into your middle of your back. We'll work our way up. Tipping to one side, you can leave your hips on the floor. So tipping to one side, getting that roller kind of under your armpit. So we're rolling out the muscle down the outside of your ribs. Okay. Now let's take 30 more seconds if you need it on the roller. Hi, Elaine. Sorry, apparently when Zoom updated it, changed over to having me let everybody in. So hopefully you're there. Okay. All right, let's start off on your back. So just put the roller off to the side for now. We're going to press heels down into the floor and just lift your hips up and hold. And from there, we'll go for a floor slide. So your belly's strong, cheeks are strong, then arms are going up over your head. And we slide down, trying to keep your hands on the floor. Just taking your chest through, or your shoulders through a range of motion, getting a big chest stretch out of this. Check in every once in a while, make sure your belly is still strong. And you should be getting some work in your cheeks by now. Sliding up and down. 5 more seconds. And relax. Put your hips on the floor. We're going to bring your knees up or your feet up off the floor. Fingertips point at the ceiling. We're going to do a dead bug. So opposites reach. Everything else stays still. So left hand or left leg, right arm reaches up. And then we come back to the middle and we'll alternate those. We're going to go for about 30 seconds here. So we should have maybe not pressing down into the floor, but your low back should be close to the floor. As you reach, check in there. Make sure that reaching doesn't equal back arching for you. 10 more seconds. And good. Let's come up to a side. So from here, you can choose if you want to make this a full side plank or just the modified. Since it's just warm up, I'm only going to be doing the modified. So knees on top of each other, side plank from your knees, but I'll also just have my top leg separated. So I just feel like I get a better warm up this way. But we're feeling strong down the side, making sure that your hips are forward, right? Not hanging out behind you. And your chest should be facing straight forward rather than down at the floor. Usually if you have your extra hand on the floor, it pulls your chest down with it. So let's make sure chest is nice and square. All right, switch to the other side. So we will have side planks in this circuit, so I wanted to make sure we get that warm up going. Trying to get those shoulders to stack right up on top of each other. 5 more seconds. And relax. Let's go to a push-up position. So 3 times each side, we're gonna take one foot, stack it on top of the other. All right, so now you got one foot on the floor. You're gonna rock forward for a big toe stretch. So we should be flexing your toes. Then we push your heel back down for a calf stretch. Then we reach your hips up towards the ceiling for a big hamstring stretch. All right, well, let's repeat the process. So rock forward, curling those toes under, heel back, and push up, hips up to the ceiling to get a big stretch down the back of your leg. Last time, rocking forward, curling those toes under, push your heel back, and reaching up. Good. Let's take 5 seconds. We're going to switch sides. All right, and here we go. Stacking the other foot on top. Rock forward. Give those toes a big stretch. Push your heel back like you're trying to touch it to the floor. And then hips up towards the sky. Rocking forward. Back. Hips up. And the last time, rock it forward. Back. And hips up. All right. Good. From there, let's come up to standing. We're going to go lateral lunge. So we're going to step out to the side, but we're going to give your leg a hug first. Good. So give this leg a hug up and across. Then we take that same leg and step out to the side. Come back up. Let's work through that for 20 seconds. And let's go other side. So pulling your shin up and across, and then stepping out. Ten more seconds. And good. Okay. So just in case you missed it, putting everything back in the chat. Starting off with, actually I have it flipped there. So we're going to start off with the clean, just pulling that weight up and racking it here, just pulling it from the floor. At the halfway point, we'll switch hands. The next one will be the reverse lunge to press. So you'll be holding here. If you're holding on your left, you'll step backwards with your left and then press up. Okay, so let's get started in about 10 seconds here. You need one weight. If you have the luxury of being able to change weights, you can probably clean a little bit more than you can shoulder press, I would think. Okay, all right, we're getting started with the clean in 2, 1, and off we go. So we're just popping that weight right up. Think of it as one nice long continuous pull. And it sort of parks itself at the top. So we tap to the floor. If you're not getting to the floor, that's okay. Switch sides. Boy, did that go fast. So we should be working the other hand now. And rest. Okay, we got 20 seconds to rest. Reverse lunge to press is next, followed by the yoga push-up. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step back on the side that you're holding the weight on and push right from the floor right up into your shoulder press. We're going to switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. And rest. 20 seconds rest before the yoga push-up. So in those big movements, you'll find that your heart rate comes way up just because you're using pretty much every muscle in your body. Okay, yoga push-up. Here we go, 40 seconds worth. The nice thing about the yoga push-up is the yoga part slows things down a little bit. Should probably end up around 10 push-ups or so. Three seconds, 2, 1, and rest. Fast for once. All right, side plank is next. And then we'll wrap it up with the toe tap. All right, side plank in 2, 1. Here we go. Your choice, either straight legs or bent. So if you're bent, you're going from your knees. That top foot is going to be placed on the floor right in front of your bottom foot. Switching sides in 2, 1. Switch it up. Two, 1, and rest. Okay, finish up with a toe tap. Remember, this is at your pace. Either tap with a march. Ready, here we go. Twenty seconds, halfway there. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, back up to the top for the clean. In 2, 1, here we go. A nice long pull from the floor. Should be more of a deadlift than a squat. And switch sides. Making sure that the work here is in your butt and back of your legs. 5 seconds. And rest. Reverse lunge to press is next. Two, 1, here we go. Remember, if the press isn't for you, any shoulder issues, anything like that, no problem. We'll just take out the shoulder press. Switch in 3 seconds. And switch it up. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Yoga push-up is next. Three, 2, 1, and here we go. Remember, you can modify these as you need to. If you go from your knees, your feet will just go back to the floor before the down dog. Try to reach your tailbone up. Your ears should get in between your arms here. So you really want to think about, it would be like getting your arms straight up over your head. Want that nice straight line from your tailbone through your fingertips. 5 seconds. And rest. Side plank is next. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And if you can remember, let's try to start on the side that you ended on last time. Just because there is that little bit of transition time. They can start to add up after a while. 3 seconds. And we switch sides. Keeping those shoulders stacked right on top of each other. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Finishing up round 2 with the toe tap. Starting in 1, and here we go. It's almost just a high knee run. So if you feel better doing this without an object in front of you, it is sort of just like high knees. 15 seconds to go. Five seconds. And rest. Okay, we're halfway there. Getting back to the top for round 3. Starting with the clean. And here we go. Pulling that weight right up from the floor. Nice long pull. And pop it up to your shoulder. And switch. So bend your knees as much as you need to get to the floor without rounding your back. Right? So if your hamstrings stop you here, then you'll bend your knees so that you can keep your back flat. Then we drive into the floor, pop it up to your shoulder. And rest. Reverse lunge and press is next. Okay, here we go. Stepping back, pressing up on that side. Switch sides. Try to make sure you're stepping straight back. Three seconds, 2, 1, rest. Push-ups are next. All right, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, yoga push-up. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stand on the floor for the side plank. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and side plank. Here we go. Three seconds and we switch sides. 2, 1, and go ahead and switch. Making sure that body's in a nice straight line. Not extending your hips up towards the ceiling or letting them sag. 3, 2, 1, rest. Finishing up round 3 with the toe tap. I'm going to push myself here. I'm going to use the heavier weight for the toe tap this time. It's my kind of commitment. All right, in 1, and here we go. Halfway there. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Steve, that always makes me think of the hours of the toe tap drill on the ball. Hours and hours. Okay, last round, starting with the clean. Here we go, 20 seconds each side. Switch sides. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Last set of reverse lunges here. Ready? And here we go. Switch sides in 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Push-ups are next. All right, in 2, 1, here we go. Again, looking for around 8 to 10 push-ups here. Make sure we're getting that shoulder stretch at the top. So really try to sink in between your arms. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Side plank is next. Hanging out on the floor. It just got sweaty. All right, in 3, and here we go. Best side plank of the day. Think of that Superman pose, Superman posture, just tipped over on its side. Chest is out, facing straight forward. Switch sides. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, finishing up with toe taps. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. 40 seconds of work is all. Under 15 seconds. 10 to go. Three, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we'll take a second, get your breath back. I'm gonna write down some names. Okay. All right, so just taking one more minute here, getting control of your breath. Carol, I know you're gonna take off. We'll see you. Amy, Elaine, Mark, Ted, Steve, thanks so much for jumping on. Good job this morning. You're off to a good start. I got pretty sweaty there at the end. All right, so whatever pose or whatever posture you breathe in the best, doing our best. Try to control the breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's okay if your chest is still expanding. So when you need more breath, we can't just pull it into your belly. You will let your rib cage expand more. So that breath will come up into your chest. We just want to try to slow it down and control it. Let's take 3 more nice big breaths. All right, that's all we got for today. Give yourself a big pat on the back and keep up the great work, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
You bet. We'll see you guys soon.